Hi everyone, my name is Fred and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be resolving this WAEC question. It's a past WAEC question on a pentagonal pyramid. So this is actually a pentagonal base pyramid, okay? So the question goes like this. Let me zoom this in a little bit so you can see it. Alright, so it says the diagram below shows the sectional front elevation of a pentagonal pyramid. Now A, copy the drawing, so we're going to copy this drawing. B, construct the sectional plan, we'll draw the sectional plan of this. C, construct the development of the pyramid using SS as the same. So we're going to be using this SS as the same. We're going to develop this pyramid. Then D, draw the true shape. We're going to draw the true shape of this light surface. Then finally construct the auxiliary elevation using the angle indicated. So we're going to construct the auxiliary elevation from the plan. So this video is going to be in two parts, part 1 and part 2. So in the part 1, I am going to answer A, B, and C. That is, copy the drawing. We're going to copy the drawing, construct the sectional plan. We'll do that, and construct development of the pyramid. So in the part 2 of this video, I'm going to be attempting this order to draw the true shape and construct the auxiliary elevation using the angle indicated. Alright, so with these dimensions given, okay, let me zoom that in so you can take a screenshot of it. So that's it. So with these dimensions given, we're given the side of the pentagon to be 43. This height here 11, this height here 50, and the total height, the assumed total height, because it has been truncated, is a truncated pentagonal pyramid. Okay, so the height there is 70. All right, so let's start. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to construct a pentagon, that is the plan, all right, of this, because without the plan you can't draw the elevation. So but there's something you must take note of. Let me zoom this in again. Now you see a broken line here? Okay, so you know it's a pentagon. That is the other side. So let me use this to quickly explain why this broken line is here and how to draw the pentagon. So take a look at this. Let me zoom out. All right, so this is a pentagon. It's not truncated, but just for explanation, I want to tell you the reason why you should draw it. So this is how you're going to draw it, okay, with this part being on the horizontal. Now if you watch very closely, if you're viewing from the front like this, okay, you discover that this part here is what you have here. This, okay, this part you're seeing here, this is what you have here, this one, while this other part you're seeing here while viewing the front, okay, is this part here. Okay, remember it has been truncated. We didn't truncate this. Then this other edge or corner, if you like, this one at the back, this. So because you can't see it from the front, is what you're seeing at the back as hidden detail along this part here. So that's this hidden detail you're looking at here. So this is how you're going to draw the plan. I hope that's taken. All right. Okay, so we start by drawing a thin horizontal line in this form. We're going to draw the pentagon on it. So that's it. Now we're going to take the measurement, which is 43. So we measure 43, which is 4.3. Okay, so this is 0 and this is 4.1.2.3. so that's it. So we're going to draw this thick line. All right, so we'll draw that thick line. Now I drew this horizontal line long because I'm going to be using my protractor to to indicate the external angle of the pentagon. So I'm just going to have to extend this a little bit. Okay, so now on this point, these 2 points here where you have the measurement 4.3, now align your set square, because the external angle of a pentagon is 72 degrees. So align your set square, ensure that the center of the protractor, not set square, sorry about that, protractor. So align it with this point here. Remember, this line starts here and ends here. That's 43. So at the end of 43 here, align this. Make sure it is properly aligned. If not, you won't get it right. So once you've gotten this point, then check that this last line here is in line also. So once you're done with this, you're satisfied. Take 73. So this is 72, 71, 72. Then you dot. So this is 72 here, 72 degrees. Okay, this is my 72 degrees. So now I'm going to do the same for this side. So this other point here, remember this is the beginning of the line, so you align your protractor here as well, the center of your protractor, and also check that this line is in line with this horizontal line, same as this one on the other side here is in line with the horizontal line. So you must check this and this. Then you now take your reading 72. So this is 60, 70, 71, 72 degrees. External angles of a pentagon. So connect this point through 72, thin line. Connect this point through 72, thin line. We're using thin line because we're going to measure 43 on it. So measure 43 here. So this is 40, 41, 42, 43. This is 0. So from this point to this point is 43. So I'm just going to draw a thick line at once. Alright. So I'll do the same thing for this side. Measure 43. So this is 40, 41, 42, 43. There on the dot, and this is 0. So I'm just going to draw that thick line as well. That is 43. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'll stretch 43 on my pair of compass. That's 43, or better still, you can just come here and stretch this length here. Okay, so with this 43, or if you like this length, okay, needle here at this point where you measured 43, and strike an arc, thin line with same radius. Do not alter it. Needle here where you measured 43 and cut that arc. Now you see a point of intersection here. So connect this point 43 to that point of intersection with a thick line, and connect this point here also to this point of intersection with a thick line, and that gives you a pentagon. So this is the plan, but not the complete plan. We will draw the complete plan. So erase these extensions or these other extensions so it will look clean. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to transfer a horizontal line to any level of my choice, given any reasonable distance of your choice. So align your set square with a ruler like this properly, and transfer a line up at any point or level of your choice, and draw a thin line for now. Okay, once you're satisfied with that, now come over here and so you can choose to align this your set square. Let me move this backwards a little bit so you see what I'm doing. Okay, align this your set square. Make sure it is perpendicular to this horizontal line. So you can either use here as reference or you use here as reference, but I don't want to use here as reference because I'll be drawing lines from here, so I don't want it to cover the line. So I'm going to be using here as reference. So I'll properly align this Okay, I think that's perfect. Support with my ruler. Okay, so transfer lines to the horizontal line you drew. Transfer lines from here. Thin lines. Transfer line from here. This you can draw upward. Just extend it to the top. Transfer lines from here to the horizontal line, and transfer lines from here to the horizontal line. Okay, so we were told that the height is what? Is 70, as you can see. Alright, so we're going to measure 70 here. So this is 7, that is 70. This is 0, and this is 7. So at this point where I measure 70, I'm going to draw thin lines to this point here where this line is touching the horizontal, and I will do the same for the rest. Remember, they are thin lines, not thick lines. Okay, all right, so that's it. Okay, so we were told that this height here to the, now this is not the slant height, this is the perpendicular height. So you're going to measure 11, as in from this bottom to the top here, 11, and we're going to measure also 50 from this bottom to this top here, 50. So measure 11, that's 1.1, and 50, that's 5. So here you're going to measure 11, 1.1. So this is 1.1, this is 0, and also 5. So align 5 and dot 0. So that's 5. Now take note of these 2 points. Align your set square with the horizontal line. Okay. Alright, so now transfer lines to where you measured 11 here. Once you get there, remember this is the point where I measured 11, but there's no need drawing any line. Just dot the edge, sorry, the slant height here. That is your 11. Like you've picked the point to the side, to the slant side. Do the same for this other side. So you move to where you measured 50. So continue to 50. Once you get to that point, there's no point drawing a line here. Just dot this slant line here, and that's your 50. So what you're going to do is, you see where you dotted this line and this, you draw it, join both of them together with a thick line at once. So that's it. So that is the truncated part. Then complete the other part with thick lines. Okay, so I've drawn every other part with thick lines. Okay, so don't forget that there is this part at the back that is hidden, that I explained earlier. So you're going to draw these hidden details, broken lines. So from here down you have broken lines, and that's it. Okay, good. So this answers the question A. Copy the drawing. So we've copied it. So the next thing we're going to do now is to construct the sectional plan. All right, so first of all, we must strive to get the center of this sectional plan. The center. Now remember, this is a pentagon. It's an odd number. All right, so you don't get the center by joining the diagonals. In fact, there are even no opposite diagonals to join. So what do you do? How do you get the center? It's very, very simple. Now you're going to draw this line you've drawn, extend it a little bit into the plan. Thin line. All right, now what's actually happening here is that it's like I'm drawing a line perpendicular to this line here, a line perpendicular to this line. So I've drawn one. So I'm going to draw lines perpendicular to this side, also draw lines perpendicular to this side, perpendicular to this side, and perpendicular to this side. Very simple. So how do you do that? Come over here and line your set square with this. Okay, so the way what you are doing is actually you are drawing a line from this top perpendicular to this side, from this corner perpendicular to this line, from this corner perpendicular to this line, and just like from this corner perpendicular to this line. But we're not going to draw it all the way down. We're just going to stop at the center where they intersect. Okay, so align your set square like this. Make sure it's properly aligned. Support with your ruler. Then transfer lines to this top here, this corner, and draw thin line until it cuts this center line. You see that? So that's the center. So do the same thing for other sides. So align your set square. Make sure it's properly aligned. Okay, we've already done for this. So let's sort this one out. Or better still, let me show you a simple way to do that. Just align your ruler with this line. Once you're satisfied, now place your set square on top and move it until it gets to this point here. Okay, so you cannot draw thin line from here until it touches it. So you can see that they are all intersecting at a center. So there will be no need for me to start transferring lines anymore. Maybe, for example, now putting my ruler here and I will transfer to the, no. All I have to do is just connect, because they will be perpendicular. Connect to this center with thin lines. Thin lines, and connect here to this center with thin lines. And that's it. So if you extend it to be perpendicular to this, if you extend it to be perpendicular to this, I hope that is clear. Okay, so what I did next was to number the corners. Okay, so I called here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can choose to use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but I used 1 because this is actually a 5-sided polygon. So, and also I started my 1 here because I have my seam here. So I would like to, when developing, I would like to use it as a 1 as well, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So you can use any number you like actually. So the next thing you're going to do is to align your set square with a vertical line. So you see where these lines are cutting, all right? These lines are cutting this surface, this light surface, okay? You're going to draw them to touch the corresponding line. So if you check this is line what? Line 1. Okay, and this is it. This is where it is cutting the surface. When you are drawing a vertical line, then make sure it cuts line 1. So this is for line 1, this is for line 2, this is for line 3, this is for line 4, and this is for line 5. So for 1, this is 1. You draw to cut 1 only. For 5, this is 5. Trace it. This is it. You draw it down to cut 5 only. For 4, this is 4. Trace it. This is it here. You draw a vertical line down to cut 4 only. Line 4 only. For 3, this is 3. You draw a vertical line down to cut line 3 only. I hope that's clear. So align your set square like this with a vertical line. Once you're satisfied, then transfer. Remember, this is for 1. You draw down until it cuts line 1 only. Line 1. Then this is for what? Don't forget, this is for 5. Line 5. So we're going to draw it down to cut line 5 at this point. This is line 5. Then this is line 4. This one is for 4. So I'm going to draw it down. Thin line. These are thin lines, please, to cut 4 at this point. This is line 4, and this is 3. Remember, 3. So transfer your set square until you get to this point 3. Draw it down to cut line 3. This is line 3. So we have this point of intersection. We have this point of intersection. We have this. We have this. So there is one left. That is 1 for 2. So how do we get to? Very simple. To get that, align your set square like this. Okay. With the horizontal. Transfer to this center here. Alright. And draw a line to touch either the left slant side or the right, whichever one that applies. So I'm going to take mine to the left. Okay, a horizontal line. So what I'll do is I will needle here. Okay. Stretch to this point here where it is touching the what? The slant height. Okay. Then I'll come over your needle at the center and cut this line. So that's my point here. So I'm going to join all these points together with thick line. because that's the sliced surface. That's the sliced surface, the truncated surface. Okay. That's it. So I'm going to draw this line thick because it is part of the what? The main drawing. It is part of what should be visible. Don't draw it thick to the center, just where it makes contact with this point here. Let me do the same thing here. Okay, so this is the what? Sectional plan. So we've answered the second question. Construct the sectional plan, but we're going to hatch this surface, but I don't want to hatch it yet. I will hatch it at the end of the drawing. The reason is because other lines will be coming out, and if by virtue of hatching the surface, it might disrupt the process and you may not understand. So question number 2 has been answered. Now remember, this is SS. Okay, no, let me not write it there because I'm going to be bringing in some numbers, but this is what I meant. SS, the seam. So that's where we are using as our seam here. All right. Okay, so like I said, we've answered the second question. That's B. C, construct the development of the pyramid using the SS as seam. So that's what we want to do. Now take note, if you've seen other previous videos on true shape or development, there is something I mentioned that if the corner of the polygon is not in alignment with a horizontal line from the center here, then it's not going to be the true what length at this edge here. I hope that's clear. I've explained in previous videos. So what I meant was, this is what I meant. So if I stretch this to the center now, this is what, sorry, the corner. Okay, so this should touch all the corners, right? All right, so if I'm developing, you discover that this corner, all right, with a horizontal line drawn here, let me use this ruler now. With a horizontal line here, you will discover, sorry, let me pin that again. Discover that this is a little bit outside, like, okay, so let me just go straight to the point. So align your ruler with a horizontal line. Okay, on the horizontal line, and transfer a line to the center, to this center here, and draw a horizontal line. Just draw a horizontal line there for now and leave it. So this is a thin line. Now needle at the center, stretch to what? Any of the what corners. Okay, so draw an arc from this corner down until it touches this horizontal line. All right, so that is you bringing out the true length. So now, because you cannot start your development from here because of this slight distance, so align your set square with this vertical line here, okay, and transfer line to this point here where the arc is touching this horizontal line, and draw thin line up until it touches this point here, this horizontal line here. So you can see that there is a slight different distance, a very small distance, though it is infinitesimal, very small, but however the examiner is going to look out for that. So this is where you start your development. So you connect this top with a thin line to this point. Okay, so that's where we start our development from. Let me draw that properly. Okay, so that's it. Now let us draw a development. So to draw a development, let me adjust this a little bit. Okay. All right, so to draw a development, you needle here. So I'm just gonna erase this S I wrote here initially. Okay, so what I'll do first is to transfer horizontal line. I want to apologize for the noise. There is a construction going on in my neighborhood, so That's why you're hearing those noise at intervals. Apologies for that. Okay, so align your set square with a horizontal support with your ruler and transfer to all the points where that makes contact with the sliced or the truncated surface. So draw them to touch this last line. Though the distance is quite small, but it's like I said, the examiner, so you just have to extend this one you've already drawn. The examiner is going to take note of that tiny detail. Yes, they always do. So draw thin lines toward the edge, the slant height there. So remember they are thin lines. So needle on this. Let me take this off. Okay, so needle here, stretch to the base, this point here, right, and draw an arc, thin line. Let's draw an arc. So draw an arc and rest. So come and stretch. Okay, put it down. Now stretch any of this distance, which is 43, or you can just go to your ruler and stretch 43. Okay, so it's either you stretch 43. Don't forget that's the distance of the corner of the length of side. So, or just come here and stretch one of these. So it's the same thing. So with that 43, needle here, not here, please, but here, and you cut 6. Just don't alter the radius. That's 1. That's 2. Sorry, 5, not 6. That's 3. This is 4, and this is 5 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect all this. Oh, sorry. Okay, I want to believe you knew how I got all of this. So you just have to cut like this. You needle here, you cut, needle, you cut, needle, you cut, needle, you cut. So that's how I got it. Now connect this point of intersection with the arcs with this top here, all right, with thin lines. So connect all of them just like that. Okay, so since I started with 1 here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm also going to start with 1, not 0, because I started with 1. If I started with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will do the same 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. But don't forget, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to 1. So that's what we're going to do here, so you don't get confused at the end of the day. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 and back to 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1. Okay, so the next thing you do is needle at this top here and stretch to each of this points where this horizontal line makes contact with the new slant height you drew the other time. Okay, so stretch here and draw arcs, thin line, stretch to this other one here and draw arcs, thin line, thin arcs, stretch to this one and draw arcs, stretch to this, draw your arc, and finally to this one, draw your arc. All right. Okay, so there is something I want to do here, is to help you with understanding how to go about drawing the development. Now remember, this is the base, all right, and this is what the slant surface, or sorry, the sliced surface, that's the truncated. So if this is 1, I would like to call this point, if I'm calling this base, that's the bottom, the base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like to call the corresponding point where this whatever it is that is used in slicing the knife is going through or passing through. I would like to call those points, all of these points, the prime of each number. So if this is 1, I call this 1 prime. I call this is 2, I'll call this here 2 prime. This is 3, I call this 3 prime. This is 4, I'll call this 4 prime. This is 5, I'll call this 5 prime. I hope that's clear. So trace all of them upward. So this is 3 prime, don't forget 3 prime here. This is 2 prime, 2 prime. This is 4 prime here, 4 prime. This is 1 prime, 1 prime, and this is 5 prime, 5 prime. I hope this is clear. This is just to help you with the development. Okay, so now we start from 1. Okay, so 1 prime is joined to 2 prime, joined to 3 prime, joined to 4 prime, 5 prime, and back to 1 prime. So you trace, this is 1 prime here. Okay, so this is the first point. Okay, joined to what? 2 prime. So here's our 2 prime. Look at our 2 prime here. So remember, 1 is against 1. Remember, 1 is against 1. 1 prime is against 1. 2 prime against 2. 3 prime against 3. 4 prime against 1. 5 prime against 5. So 1 prime against 1. So this is it. That's why we had this dot here. Okay. Then 1 is connected to 2. Okay. Remember, this is 2 against 2. So this is 2 here. So you trace 2 prime like that. So remember, 1 prime is connected to 2 prime. So from 1 prime, this is 2 prime against 2. This is the next dot. So we're going to connect this point to this point here. I hope that's clear. 1 to 2 prime. So how did I get 1? I traced. This is 1 here. I got 1 here. 2 prime. Trace. And remember, you have to go to 2. This is it here. Line 2 intersecting. 3 prime against 3. Trace. This is it here. 3 prime. 4. This is 4. Okay, now you might be tempted to put 4 here. That is why these numbers and numbering are very, very important. You might be tempted. So no, that's not it. So 4, you trace 4 prime. Remember, against 4. So you move. This is it here. Then 5, trace. This is 5 against 5. So this is 5. You move. This is it here. Oh, sorry about that. I have to move this up. So let me do 5 again. 5 against 5. So you follow. This is it here. Then back to 1. This is 1 against 1. So this is it. So I'm going to connect all of these dots with thick lines. So that's it. Now draw the complete development. Draw this one thick line. Draw this one thick line. So remember, this is a pyramid. It has straight straight base, like the base. This is the plan. They are straight. So it's not a cylinder. It's not round. If not, we would have left this line the way it is just to draw it visible outline. So because the base, okay, the sides are straight, you also have to what? Join straight lines. So back to the plan, to the elevation, sorry. Connect this part with straight lines. Okay, we're almost done. So what we have left is these corners. You have to what? Join them with thick lines. Okay, so here we go. When you're done, that's it. So this is the development, this is the elevation, and this is the sectional plan. All right, now remember I told you I'm going to hatch this because it's what the surface is sliced. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video here. We continue with the part 2. So in this part 1, we've been able to we've succeeded in answering A, B, and C. So in the part 2 of this video, I'm going to solve D and E, that is the true shape, and what the auxiliary elevation. Thanks for watching. Please, I need you to hit the like buttons, okay, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already, and also recommend to anyone you think might be in need of these lessons, as he or she will really benefit from these lessons. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the part 2 of this video. Bye.